Okay, let me know if you can hear me and see me. I love technical problems. I hope you all come back and join me. I know it's very frustrating for you because it is totally frustrating for me. All right. So, good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's live coffee chat and a card. My name is Sue Sanders, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Lake of the Ozarks, Missouri. I have a really simple and easy card today for us. I'm beginning to really like simple. I don't have to spend too much time on them. Anyway, we will get started here. It is Friday, May 23rd of Memorial Day weekend. Oh my goodness, we are expecting lots of people in my area. Good morning, Charlene. I'm glad that you came back to view me. It makes it so aggravating whenever I have everything set up to go and then all of a sudden it doesn't work. Because I had everything ready to go live at 9 o'clock and it would not go. Then when I tried to back out and restart the video, then it was telling me that my camera was being used by something else. And I'm like, oh my goodness, this is just not working. So, anywho, I am back live, and I hope the other gals that I knew was on earlier that they will join back in. Um, make comments, tell me what you think of the cards. Do you have any questions for me? Charlene, I need to give you a call so that we can chit chat. Um, life has just been very, very busy, and I don't see it slowing down at all. So, anywho, we are going to get started. So, today's sketch, we are using very minimal supplies. We have a card base that would be 5.5 by 8.5, and then a strip of paper that is 1 by 5.5. And these instructions are all listed down below in the description of the video, so you can write them down and then you can go back and watch the video to see how I put it together. Then you'll need two 2.25 inch circles, and I just used a circle punch, but you could use dies, circle dies if you want. I'm going to change this and see if I can bring this up. I don't think that makes any difference. Okay. Let's see. I'm trying to get that glare. Well, we can just look at some stamping that I did, some stamping off from Thursday night. Nah, I'll just use this one. It's okay. All right. All right. So we need that. And then we have one of those circles. We're just going to cut in half. So it's at like 2 1/8. You'd put it on your trimmer, or if you're really good at just eyeballing it, go ahead and just cut that circle in half. And then you have another circle that you can have using either designer series paper or regular card base or cardstock. I just pulled some old designer paper out of my stash. For this one, I did put in a circle to put my greeting on. If you want to show it that way in your sketchbook, you can. If you don't have to. That's just a different variation. So it's very simple, ladies. We're going to take this piece of cardstock, and you could do embossing on this strip, and I'll show you that when we get to the real card. But I'm going to grab my stamp and seal, and we're just going to put some seal down on this 1 inch by 5.5 inch strip, and we're going to center that as best we can into the center of our card base. Then we're going to take our circles that are half circles that we cut in half, and we're going to lay that down on either side of that strip. Make sure you put the adhesive on the right side and not do what I almost did. Oops. There we go. Then you have your option to pop this up or lay it flat. For the purpose of my sketch to put in my book, I'm just going to lay it flat like so. There's your sketch, girls. And now you can add another piece of cardstock to put your All right. So that is today's sketch. It's not hard. It's very simple. I'm getting to like simple. So for today's actual card, I am taking. Good morning, Cherie. I'm glad you came back. I took my strip of my paper and I left it longer than I knew I would need because I wanted to emboss it and then be able to cut it off. So I am going to lay my strip of embossed paper down on my card front. So I'll center that, and I have just a little bit at the bottom that didn't get embossed, and I didn't really want that to show. So we're going to put that over it, and I will trim that off. And a little bit of hangover there. So what's everybody's plans for this big holiday weekend? I am going to help sell, well, not sell because we don't sell them, but give out poppies tomorrow with my husband for Memorial Day. So we'll be out at our local Hy-Vee in Osage Beach for the morning. And then Sunday, we're going to barbecue. Monday, we are going to Columbia. There is a Gold Star Memorial um, parade up in Columbia, Missouri. So our Gold Star, I'm sorry, our Blue Star chapter is going to have a um, truck, float, whatever, in that parade. So we'll be up in Columbia most of the morning. Not nothing else too exciting. The pool isn't open yet because of the temperatures. So I'm going to lay this half over here. So I just took a piece of designer series paper um, from this beautiful pack. You can see where I punched my holes. And then that way I've got designer series paper on both sides of my strip. And now I took another piece that had just the background paper in it. And I love this stamp just to brighten your day. And it comes in the um, sharing, loving, crafting set. And I love this because this just to brighten your day goes so well on a circle that, and you can use it for just any occasion. So we're just going to stamp that. I'm not in the camera, I can tell. Stamping too close to my face. Sorry about that, ladies. When you're short, you're hampered by doing things. It's kind of funny. Yesterday, we went up to a school um, in Missouri to give out honor cords to seniors who have committed to going into the military. So we do that every year with our Blue Star moms. And I do the speaking because, of course, I'm not shy. Well, I am, but I just do what I have to do. So I'm standing behind the podium, and all you can see is the top of my head. So that was a really good picture, right? So again, for the purposes, because, oh, postage is going up in July. Aren't we excited? I am just going to lay this flat. But I did have some retired Calypso Coral, which is the color that I used here. I used Mossy Meadow and Calypso Coral. And I have some old, retired, very thin Calypso Coral ribbon. So use up what you got, girls. I mean, if you got supplies that are discontinued, put them to good use. So I've got some discontinued ribbon here, and I'm just going to tie a little bow. If my fingers will work this morning. Dorothy's on with me, so if you have questions and I don't see them, she will notify me. So if you've got any questions about anything, because after all, this is coffee, chat, and a card, I want you guys to chat back with me. Did any of you watch the video last night, the premiere video that I recorded and uploaded for the 2 cards that we made, or that I made? So I'm just kind of playing with my bow here to get it to look good. So there's our tiny bow, just to kind of dress up the card a little bit. Just gonna trim off my tails. And we're gonna place this little bow right up here, just to brighten your day. And we're gonna just use a little tad of glue. I find sometimes that with this real narrow ribbon, it's hard to get one of those glue dots on it. So I just put some glue on the back of it. And silly me, I haven't even glued this down yet. Charlene watched last night. Good deal, Charlene. Cherie watched last night. Because I only seen one comment. Because I did go in this morning to view the comments. Gotta pull this down. Oops, it's not sticking. Well, we're gonna make it stick once I get it stuck on the card. So we'll go ahead and glue this down because I thought I had and I hadn't. I just talked about it. Just to brighten your day. Now we're going to glue this little bow. And then we're going to put some embellishments on it. I don't know about you girls, but I have got so much stuff. And I am going to start working on using that stuff. Because after all, it doesn't do us any good when we hoard it. Dorothy just kind of gave a little chuckle. So there is our little tiny bow to brighten up that. And I'm going to use some of the pecan pie and clear gems. Hi, Maria. Oh, you're all right. We're changing the hour until 9 o'clock because in that way, if a lot of people are like me, by 10 o'clock, I want to be doing something and I'm usually out of the house by that time. So I'm going to change my coffee, chat, and a card to start at 9 o'clock. And hopefully then we can get more people to join us. But I had technical difficulties again today. Imagine that. I think technical difficulties is my middle name. I'm going to use some of these pumpkin pie gems. We're just going to pick them up with my putty end. I need to get a refill for my putty. And we're just going to scatter a couple of these on our card to just kind of dress it up a little bit. Okay, so there is our sketch card. Looks pretty close to the sketch card that I made to put in my sketchbook. All right, so we haven't been on live very long, not very long at all, because this card doesn't take very long. So while we're just chatting, because if you all have any questions or you want to tell me what your week has been like, you all know what my week has been like. Busy, never changes. I'm just going to whip up another card to show you all just how fast and easy this goes with. So I'm going to ask my assistant, my lovely daughter, if you would get me a piece of, let's see, we use the same paper pack. And let's use this as our strip. Is this an inch? Not quite. This can be an inch though. Let's see. So this is, let's get you guys to help me out here. Okay. So this is the paper that I have. And I already have a balmy blue card base. Okay. So I've got this. Now let's choose some paper. That one that's a little too short. And it doesn't matter because I can always cut it. I'll cut another piece. Nope. How about... All right, let me give you guys some choices and see what y'all think of what colors we should use. We are using the balmy blue base. So we have this pattern. That pattern, I don't really want to use that. We have this pattern. Yes, it'll only be, you're only going to be seeing, but do we want to cut circles out of one of these papers? So if we cut circles out of this, I could use the back side of this and put it on that balmy blue. Or we could go pretty peacock. I could get a card base for pretty peacock. Bring me a piece of pretty peacock. This one would go okay with the balmy blue to cut our circle out with. This one here, Maria. I was laying paper out and I wasn't looking at my computer. So let me know if this is the piece you were talking about. Hi, Anna.
The flowers.
The flowers, okay. So we want to use this piece or this piece. I'm thinking you're meaning this piece. Yes, they're all pretty. So, you know, I mean, you can make tons of cards because this is not a very hard card to make. All right, and the papers that go with this, it's Blackberry Bliss, Boho Blue, Cajun Craze, Calypso Coral, Lost Lagoon, Misty Moonlight, Mossy Meadow, Peach Pie, Petunia Pop, Pool Party, Pretty Peacock, and Wild Wheat. If we use this, then we could use a... Did you get me that?
Yeah.
Okay, let me have that Pretty Peacock. What do you think about this combination? And on the back, or for our little strip, I could use the Berry Burst. The yellow one with the petunias.
The yellow one with petunia paper.
The yellow one with petunias. I'm not following, Maria. Because those aren't petunias.
Don't we have a color petunia?
Oh. Gotcha. The pretty petunia. Or the petunia pop is what? Is that what you're talking about? The one I have in my hand, this here. Okay. With the pretty peacock. Okay. Pretty peacock. And then for the back side or for our strip. Okay, let's pick up. Do we want to use this for our strip? For our little strip in the center here? And then let's do a how about if we use the bring me a piece of the petunia pop and a piece of the Lost Lagoon. And let's see what we got going on here. Let me bring in my trimmer.
How big of a piece?
They're for the circles or for my center circle. go ahead and cut our card base down to 5.5 by 8.5. Petunia Pop and Lost Lagoon. Score this now at 4.25. I do love the trimmer. Who else loves our Stampin' Up! Trimmer? And then I use my trimmer as a guide to fold my card base in half. All right. So here's our card base. Here are two different colors. Let me do this. We're going to punch out a circle from our Petunia Pop. And I'm going to punch out a circle from the Lost Lagoon. And we are going to take this paper and punch out our, let's punch out, this one may not work as well because let's see how it goes. We're going to punch out our one circle from here and cut this in half at 1 1/8. I said 2 1/8 before, but it's 1 1/8 because it's a 2 1/4 inch circle. So here is our 2 half circles. And now I need to strip of the paper. Let's see. See, y'all, I am so indecisive sometimes. It looks really dark. Let's see. What have they got for a petunia in here? Because like Cherie said, only the center of it's really going to be showing. So we don't necessarily... This one will be okay because that picks up all the colors that we have in there. So we're going to cut a 1-inch strip. And that's going to give us some color. All right, so now we have our pretty peacock. I love pretty peacock. And we have...
What size is your circles again?
The circles are 1 1/4, but they could be made with any size circle if you wanted to. You just want to make sure that it's not going to go too far, over your card base. All right, so then we have this one down here, which may not show up as well because it's blending in. So that may not be a good option for us. I don't know if I like either one of those. Do you like that, girls? I'm not sure I like that. And then I could put my Petunia Pop circle in the center. But I think our circles are... Now, another thought that we could do is take this away and we cut this in half. 1/8 is right about there. Sorry, girls, but I got to do it where I can see it because it's difficult for me to see up there when I go to cut things in half. All right, so we now have this, like this side. Do this, do this, do this, and then, excuse me, we could put a Lost Lagoon with a white circle for our greeting. Flowers for the center circle. Okay. What about lining the back with solid color? Yes, we could do that. Okay. Cherie doesn't like that. I'm not so sure I like that either. All right. So when you say lining the back, what if we do something like this? Do this. I don't like that on the blue or on the peacock. This one here, let's cut this down to 4. Not 4 by 5 1/4. All right, so we have that. Then what if we took, ooh, I have an idea. What if I take we could take the petunia pop. Let's cut our 1-inch strip. Cut petunia pop. We lay this down. I still think those circles just get too I like the idea of the flower for the center. So let me see. We punch another one of these for the center. We do that for the center. And how about if we, because I don't want to do the same color for my circles as I did my strip. How about if we take, no, that won't work. But here, this might. This isn't going to be big enough. Nope, that's not big enough. Where's the other piece of that paper? Girls, I got a mess. But we're just having fun kind of creating here. Ooh, no, that blends into that. I need a really dark piece here that goes with this paperback. That will not necessarily. I like this. Do you like that in half circles? Okay, so I would have used the flowers in the center circle. Okay, no, you don't like that. Okay, all right, so lining this circle, take this away, put this down, and lining this circle. I need to go get another punch, girls, just a second. Let's see what we got going on here. That's the 2 1/4. Let's try something so that we have a little bit more. I'm just bringing a bunch of my circle punches over. See what we can work out here. All right. I might need a piece of white, Dorothy. All right. So if I have this, well, it needs to be pretty big because I've got a 2.5-inch circle I need to punch to put behind this. I could do this though. That'll work.
I grabbed
Thank you.
two, but
Okay. Thank you very much. All right. So what if we did
Use the green to your left.
the green to my left? This one here. This here to line the flower. Okay. We can do that. That is our Lost Lagoon. Once we get this where I'm kind of knowing what y'all are talking about, okay, use the ribbon for center strip or add texture to the petunia pop circles. Okay, we could do that. There's this. Ooh, I know what you're talking about. Let's do that. Dorothy, run this through the embossing folder. It can be the one that's over there. Just do it in the center where all of those flowers are. Those are petunia pop flowers. This, we could do this. That, but tell me, she's getting me a piece of paper that she's embossing. Okay, so far so good, girls. And what I've got. Okay, so Dorothy ran this through the embossing folder, and now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut. I think I'm going to cut a 2-inch circle, or punch a 2-inch circle out of that embossed piece, out of that petunia pop. And now we're going to cut this in half. And this is a 2-inch punch. Nope, 2.5. So I need to cut it at 1.25 inches to be in half. Let's lift it up and get rid of my. And because this is embossed, I don't want to rip it. So I'm going to put my blade down in the center of my circle and then cut it. That way it doesn't cut my paper or the edges of it since it's embossed. All right, we put this one here and we put this one here. And if you have a small stamp that says hello, you could stamp it there. Okay, so is this a good to go, girls? Great. All right. See all these scraps now I have to find something to do with all of them. I could put this on the inside of my card though, and that would dress up the inside. We're just going to set that all to the side. Let's see. We are going to use, let me pull a hello stamp. Give me just a second because I'm getting used to how I've got my new stamp sets up here. I used to kind of be able to go right to something. Let's see. Do we just want to use black for our words right here, or do you think I should pick up the pretty peacock? Pretty peacock or black? Pulling my
Pretty
hands,
peacock.
girls. Pretty peacock. Okay.
Yeah, 2 pretty peacock, 1 black.
Okay. Oh, that's okay, Charlene. Okay. All right. So let's try something here, because what have we got to lose, right? Nothing. I can always punch more paper. Not a big deal. I like punching paper. I like just kind of figuring things out. I kind of like the idea of maybe the pretty peacock. And I'm going to use the beautiful motifs, and I'm going to put this hello there because it's small enough to fit where I need it to right here. Let me a small block out. Get my stamp on there straight. I am so glad that you all are engaging. Maybe this is what I need to do, is just pull some paper and y'all can decide what the card looks like with the sketch. So here in Pretty Peacock, checking to make sure I'm still in the, oh, I think this is going to look really pretty, girls. Hello. Okay, let's put this card together. And I appreciate y'all's input and helping me to design this card. I know everybody goes, people I talk to, they go, how can you do that all day long? It's like, well, I'm not really stamping all day long. I'm just designing all day long because I find something that I want to do, but yet doesn't work out the way I think it should. So I don't continue with it. So I put that project away and then I do something else and ask Dorothy. She knows how messy my desk is right now. And it was all cleaned up before I started this. And I'm not going to glue it all the way down because I know I'm going to be cutting it off. We'll set you aside. We're going to lay you down right here in the center. Cut off kind of some of that blue at the top. It's down here like so. That looks not straight, so let me straighten that up. Oops, slipped on me. All right, there we go. Now we're going to take and do I like the idea, I'm not sure who gave it to me, about embossing the circles. And that's what's so cool about a sketch, is you can take it just kind of gives you a guideline of what you can do, and then you run with it. You figure out how you want to put it together and what papers you want to use. I think sometimes the hardest part, I know I've said this before, for me, it's picking out my papers. Because I love all the papers, and so it's very hard for me to say, oh, this is the one I want to use. But I have found myself using the same colors over and over again here lately. And so I'm trying to reach outside my box. Okay. So like I had said in the beginning with the sketch, while I use the 2¼ inch circle, you can use any size circle. So this is the 2½ inch circle. And then my inside piece here is the 2 inch. Oh, I like the way this is coming together, girls. I like the color combination. There we go here. And we're going to put some of the, if I can find where I threw them at on my desk, just because I have them here. Well, I should have them here. My embellishments, what did I do with them? I just had them, right? Like I said, girls, my desk is a mess. Well, I just had that package of embellishments. Didn't y'all see me use those embellishments? And now I can't find them on my desk because everything's a mess. Well, this is just ridiculous. All right, well, I'm going to pull some embellishments, girls, because I don't know what I did with those that I had on my desk. I think I'm going to use, if I can find them, I just seen them this morning. Where did they go? Of course, now that I want them, I can't find them in my stash. Here they are. I think I'm going to use some of those birds and the dragonflies because this just kind of reminds me of. Um, oh, Maria, I want you to case it. And if you make a card like this, then post it out there on my coffee chat and a card. I'll send you an invite to it. Maria, it's a Facebook page that I have or a Facebook group that I have. And whoops, you guys can post to it anytime you want because it's a private page. Everybody can't see it, just the people that I invite to it. Oh, well, let me tell you, my desk is a disaster right now. All right, so let's put some of these. We're going to get rid of this paper. You're just going to have to deal with the glare because it's got sticky on it. Let me put this piece down. All right. And we're going to add, oh, I have to trim off those. Y'all didn't remind me to trim off my edges of my paper. No wonder it was sticking. Yeah, I'm doing a no-no. I'm cutting sticky stuff with my ribbon scissors. Oh, goodness. We're just going to cut that off. Come on. And because I didn't get enough sticky on there, it's flapping. Let's put some glue here. Right. So do any of you have big plans for the weekend? I know Cherie's probably going to stay at home. She lives right out there where all of our tourists are going to be. All right, here is our birds. Let's see how pretty these. Oh, I like that. Let's put one of these that are flying the opposite direction over here. And we'll put another one right here. Kind of putting them on the cardstock so that they don't get lost in the printed paper. Okay. All right, girls. Anna's having a pool party on Sunday. Charlene doesn't have any plans. I wished I lived in Florida, Anna. I'd come to your pool party, believe me. Our pool won't be open for a while yet. What do you think? Oh, this is a mess on the camera. Oh my goodness, girls. This is how I work, though. I work with chaos all the time. So what do you think? Oh, you're going to help your son pack for his trip to Peru. How fun. Cherie, I didn't think you had any plans. We all realize what happens on holiday weekends around here. We stay at home if we possibly can. So there's the card. Girls, I am so glad that you helped me figure out how to do this extra card. Now, I do have a piece of white cardstock. Let's go ahead and use those two pieces that I cut that circle from. And we're going to do this. We're going to put a piece down here at the bottom. And we're going to put a piece up here at the top. And that way, I don't have scraps to throw away. And it'll still leave space that you can write a little note in. Or for me, I can stamp. And I'm going to flip this around so that I can get this up in the corner. And it will follow that theme of our circles and that printed paper through to the inside of our card. And it just adds a little something, something to it. Okay. And my darling husband is outside right now. He is placing about 20 flags across our front yards on the property, the highway side, to celebrate Memorial Day. He loves doing that. Oh my goodness, girls, I have got a card all ready to send to somebody. And yes, Maria, all of my cards, I take it as a great compliment when somebody takes my card and makes it their own. You know, they take my and they case it, because I don't mind sharing everything that I make. I love doing it, and if I can help somebody else get some mojo going, hey, that's all the better. So all right, so there is our second card for our sketch. Here is our first card. They look totally different. I mean, yes, it's the same layout, but you've got two different types of cards. Well, you need a picture of what? The cards? Oh, Anna, I will post a picture out there. I'll put it in the down in this description or something. But you can still take a picture. I don't care. But it shows you using two different size circles. You could even probably use this with ovals or with the oh, what do I want to call it? With the impressions of bloom, where it has that like an oval, not an arch, but it's a full arch. I'd have to, I don't know, maybe I'll make up another one and post it out there in our coffee chat and a card. But yeah, I will post these out there in the coffee chat and a card. And I will add you to that. I will invite you, Maria. Is your Facebook name Maria Morales? Because then I can invite you. Yes, that would work with the spotlight on nature circles. Um, so, well, ladies, I so much appreciate you spending this time with me. I do apologize again for all the technical issues. I don't know. I guess at my age, I'm too old to learn all this stuff. I don't know. Every time I think I got it figured out, something else comes up. But I hope that you enjoyed spending this time with me. I hope that you enjoy um, seeing and how we put together this card. I appreciate everybody's input on it. Um, so until the next time, now it will be our next coffee chat and a card won't be until I'm trying to find my Dorothy. What is this? Are we back in town on the first Friday of June? I'm taking a little mini trip to
Barely.
Indiana.
Let me double check the calendar.
We're double checking, girls. Thanks, Anna. I'm just double checking the calendar to see when I'm going to do my next coffee chat and a card. I can record it, but then that defeats the purpose of the chat, right?
Yeah, we'll be back. We don't have anything.
So what's that date?
The 6th.
Okay, so June 6th will be our next coffee chat and a card on June 6th, 9 o'clock on YouTube. And we will post a reminder out there. Okay? All right, ladies. You all have a great Memorial Day weekend. Be safe out there. And I will see you in a couple weeks. Bye.